Well, while Coral and Corey are going to get a little bit of extra diesel across the river, because we're going to be doing a bit of a hop on the outside along the New Jersey coast, I'm trying to dry as much of the clothes as possible because, as you saw, we had clothes all over the inside of the boat and it's not quite dry yet, and instead of running back and forth to the dryer, it's like beautiful, sunny, windy, have good stuff hanging outside and just trying to dry it before we get going. Well, this is exciting. We are sailing right past New York, Manhattan. You really feel small when that happens. It's kind of a cool feeling actually. But we have to change our plans yet again. Doing the passage along the New Jersey coast outside of New York City can be a little challenging. It can be hard to get the right weather window and things change constantly. So right now I think we're going to be anchoring for a few days to wait out some pretty strong wind before we can actually hop on the outside on the Atlantic Ocean. Sailing in New York! I like cold. Oh yeah? We might have to come back at some point because I'm seeing even more cool stuff that we haven't checked out. There's just so much to see in New York. Qu'est-ce que tu fais, Coral?
Totally would have loved to stop at the Statue of Liberty. Last time it was just so gorgeous. We got to enjoy the nice views of Statue of Liberty and the New York skyline at night. It was just absolutely stunning. But it's a bit choppy today. We got a lot of ferry action going by, and really the wind is from the wrong direction to anchor there comfortably. So we just got a few pictures and a little bit of a good view, and now we're trying to make our way to some protection over by Coney Island.
Okay, this is not fun. We're going through some narrows, but maybe a bit too much wind really against current. It is a bit of a shit show. We're bashing into the waves. It's just spraying all over the place. And we've slowed down a bit.
Not too bad, really. I mean, every once in a while I gotta fall off the wave a little bit and kind of hit it on a bit of an angle, but it's really not too bad. We're still going like 6.5 to 5 knots. Sometimes we go around 7. I feel like our little speedometer, or our little wheel for measuring speed isn't working properly. I mean, obviously it's not going to be the same as speed over ground, but it's always off. It's always like less, even if we have current with us. It doesn't seem to matter. And there's a good one. Oh, eating the bow in. But she handles this really well. I'm really happy with our new boat. Even though we're beating into waves and wind, we're still carrying good speed. And it doesn't feel like we're just bobbing for nothing and not getting anywhere.
This is like a remake of going around Long Point Island, feels like. But at least we get to see. Maybe, just maybe, we are out enough of the main current, because holy my, we're slamming it. Just went below deck to make sure everything was okay. We're not getting water in the boat and things aren't thrown around too much, because I did not get the boat ready for this much slamming. And Coral just woke up, which I just gave her crackers right away just so that she's got something in her belly, because this is the sea conditions that she's just not good with.
Are you having trouble getting them? There you go, you got a handful of crackers there.
Wow.
Oh boy.
For a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride. I know, man, passing by. Life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. I feel so alive.
This is a bit nerve-wracking. It's very narrow. There's someone standing on shore right next to me. And I'm like, are we gonna hit bottom? But it's supposed to be deep enough. And we're at mean low tide, so if we do get stuck, water is gonna go up. Well, the scenery is but the protection is amazing. It is so calm in here. The wind's way less, so I think it's going to be a really good spot to wait out this blow. And it seems like the anchor held pretty good, so I think it's some like thick mud, clay type of ground. Awesome! But there's a lot of wrecks around.
Je t'aime aussi, Coral. Coral feels bad for Dad, I think. I've been swearing all morning. I'm so frustrated right now. I knew our boat had leaks. You know, I completely understand. We were marking them last time it rained. We had like 12 or 14 around the boat that we kept track of. And we're just finding a ton more. And I just fixed a bunch yesterday, just because I knew there was a ton of rain coming. Like, I sealed up this mast. I sealed it up so well. I was so anal about it.
using tape on top of tape and like overlapping it like a shingle pattern, you know, so that the tape that was on top of the other tape was over top, so any water that would run down, not get underneath the tape. And I was so particular about it. I used like mast boot tape, then on top of the mast boot tape I put this other tape to make sure there was a really good seal around the mast. And it is just pouring down on all sides. It's worse than before I actually fixed it. So I'm just so fed up with this leaky boat. I'm like beyond pissed off, and I can't stop swearing, and it's terrible because the kids are, well, Coral's really picking up a lot of words lately. So I'm just trying to hold myself back and hold back my anger, but it's just ridiculous. Like everywhere where we even thought that there was no more leaks, or there wasn't a leak, has leaks as well. All these compartments that were dry up until now we're getting a decent amount of rain, and not every single, but like many of the tow rail boats are leaking. So many drifts throughout the boat that are just damaging all sorts of stuff, from wood trim to just everything. I'm just so over the water falling and soaking things. And basically every time there's a rainstorm, spending the entire day wringing out rags, emptying buckets of water, and just trying to keep up with the water that's intruding into our boat. It's insane. I guess I should be happy. This window I put tape around because it was still leaking after we did all of that work, fixing all of the holes in the fiberglass using the 3M tape and then the windshield adhesive. We just can't seem to get on top of these leaks. Oh, what are you doing with that? Are you trying grapefruit?
Oui, Kay a goûté au pamplemousse.
Whoa! Oh boy, you got so excited by the grapefruit. Try. You're like a water fountain. You know, you spit up way more than your sister does. Alright, Coral, you excited for your grapefruit? Good. It's a rainy day, so we're just, the second rainy day really, and we're getting some editing done, uploading done, and finding all the leaks as we did yesterday, and just kind of having a chill day as well, watching a little bit of movies, and I'm hopefully gonna clean up the boat a little bit because it's a bit of a mess.
This little boat is definitely dragging. It's not that windy actually, it's like 18 knots of wind, but that boat does not have the right anchor. Oh my god, look at that.
I thought I saw him going sideways to the wind a few times, but...
Yeah. So Corey's getting their dinghy ready and some fenders because this is getting a bit crazy. He is like a boat length away from us, not even. Non, Coral, on reste dans la maison. And we haven't seen anyone on that boat for, well, ever since we got here 2 days ago now. 3 days ago actually.
I wasn't sure anybody was on board. I haven't seen anybody there recently.
What do you do on a cold, rainy kind of day? You make some pancakes. With the help of Coral. She stirred everything. I kind of had to stir a little bit afterwards, so it was a bit clumpy. But yeah, we're making some pancakes. Well, Corey is helping out the guy from Wave Rover that had his boat dragging, so hopefully he's good now. The wind is definitely picking up. I've seen 25 and we're super protected in here. Well, it's an interesting kind of day today. Just got back from the beach. The beach is actually full of garbage and the other side that's clean is super exposed. So yeah, just got back to the boat and there's been boats dragging all over the place. I think there's a few abandoned boats. Now there's one that's right on shore and the two other sailboats are going to try to do something with it, and Corey also. So we'll see if they get him off of the rocks and re-anchored safely somewhere. So are you having fun yet? 2 boats rescued today?
Yeah, we're keeping busy today, that's for sure. Anyway, it worked, but man, it's difficult. My dinghy is not a towboat. And I'm not going to floor it with a 15 horsepower tied to one aluminum tab on the side. I don't want to damage our dinghy trying to save somebody else's boat. So I was going, 3/4 throttle or so. But anyway, if anybody's ever towed anything with a dinghy tied to one side, it's really difficult. You got to get the dinghy pointed just right. And anyway, if the wind catches you and you fall off, you're just messing with all sorts of line. It would have been really handy to have Alex on board to help me. She had to stay on board keeping an eye after the kids. But we got the boat off the rocks, thankfully, and the owner came actually by and jumped on his boat from the rocks to give everybody a hand. So it's always nice when the owner comes by and we're not having to do it all by ourselves. But I think he's secure now. If not, maybe I'll have to go bring him some line because we have plenty and he definitely doesn't have enough scope. Oh, okay, fine, guys. Boing, boing, boing. You can't cry and smile. Boing, 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 boing. What? What's wrong?
You really can't leave this little one alone anymore. He just rolls everywhere. Hey, Kai! Hi! Oh, you looking at Daddy?
No, we're not moving.
No, we're holding.
I just get so nervous when I hear a big... I'm just getting so nervous now because there's multiple boats dragging. But we're holding pretty good with 130 feet out. Suppose I could let out a little bit more if I was concerned.
There's a wreck behind us though.
We really don't have a whole lot of room. We'd almost should re-drop anchor.
But it's holding.
But it's holding and this is the max the gusts are calling for. But
actually that's more than...
Actually yeah, it's like 5 knots more than the gusts we're calling for. But yeah, I mean it's certainly a little nerve-wracking. The other boat seems like he's dragging again, like here and there. But I'm not willing to leave our boat during the gusts we're having because I don't know if we're gonna start dragging and we don't have much room. So while I'm trying to help somebody else, we might end up in trouble. So for now, I'm just gonna sit here on deck. If we start dragging at all, I'm gonna start the engine, let it run, and just be ready to pick up anchor.
It's exciting. Tomorrow we are going to be moving south along the New Jersey coast because it looks like a decent weather window. We're going to have pretty good wind for the first half of it, and then probably way too light winds, and we'll have to motor. But to be honest, crossing this jump, we've told ourselves last time that we were just going to take anything that was better than crazy windy weather. Because we were stuck for 2 weeks in New York last time, just waiting to be able to go on the outside. So tomorrow is the day. But I'm baking some brownies, just prepping a few things for the crossing, and made some hummus. Fresh hummus. And I'm probably gonna make some potato salad. Just getting a bunch of food ready so that I don't have to be below deck too much, because with the kids it's kind of hands-on on them, so get as much ready as possible. He's scary. Kai, tu me fais peur.
I'm gonna get you, Mom. Are you getting Mom? Yeah? You think so?
C'est-tu bon, Coral? What are we eating? Corn.
I'm laughing.
Yeah, you're making Kai laugh.
Splash, splash, splash. I
What?
feel
La drum ball and my tummy.
chomp, chomp, chomp. What?
Can I jump?
That's
Yummy.
tellement bonne.
so good,
Yeah.
Again.
Splash, splash, splash. I feel
The drum ball and my tummy.
chomp, chomp, chomp. What?
Jump.
That's
Pumped.
she's being good. Welcome to our newest patrons. There's Lito and Joanne, Scott Elson, Brett Smith, and Jim. Thank you so much for becoming patrons and wanting to support our videos. You guys really keep us going, keep us motivated. And if you don't know what a patron is, you can go in the description down below. There's just really amazing people that financially support us. Anything from $3 a month up to whatever they want. Thank you.